What's going on, YouTube people? How y'all doing? This is Uncle Dallas. I'm here to share with you, make you feel better, take you to a different place, get your life anointed. So thank you for joining me and joining our family and learning from us. We are not a religious community. We are a spiritual community, and our job is to keep you in the place where spirituality has its most benefit. So thank you very much. Everybody on TikTok, hopefully you can join me on YouTube. Everybody on Instagram, if you can, be there. Today I'm going to talk about something that's very interesting. It's kind of close to me. And I'm going to use the pages of my Bible that are torn out. Yeah, the pages of my Bible that are torn out. I was talking to my daughter this morning, and this morning she shared something with me, and when she said it was such a revelation. So for those of you that are new here, my name is William Dallas. As you can see down below us is Pastor Dallas. Right here. It's Pastor Dallas. I'm the organizer, and I would say the founder, but God is the founder of the Higher Standards Organization. Our job is to take you from religious rituals into a spiritual existence. Basically giving you the opportunity to live at a higher standard. And if you're looking for me on TikTok, this is me on TikTok. So today, I want to talk about John, the 8th chapter and the 32nd verse. I want to talk about that. And for those of you that don't know the passage, it is in the New Testament, John 30:32, and I'll just show it to you, and then we'll read it. Now, before I show it to you, I want to help you understand something. I want you to understand something. Right now, as we get closer to our spiritual retreat, the excitement is increasing, but the thing that is also increasing is the attack of the three enemies. There are three enemies that will attack you in every move. The enemy of your mind, the enemy of the spirit, and the enemy of your circumstance. Okay? The enemy of your mind. The enemy of your mind, he is based on your past. Okay? That's the enemy of your mind. It's been a condition. It's been studied. He's done everything in his power to know you. I told you guys about what they call them familiar spirits. This is a spirit that is familiar with you. We'll get into spirits and angels and demons and all those other things a little bit later. So you deal with the spirit of your mind. That is people around you. There are things that happen in your past, your fears, your disappointments, all these things that happen. And those things are you basically attacking the opportunity to go to another level. Yes, I jump right in. So that's the spirit of your mind. It is just, you can't think right. The spirit of your mind is the one that gets you into the point that you feel depressed. I feel like nobody loves me. I feel like all these different things and is attached to the feelings. And what happens is, it is now the key to the spirit of your mind. It is the attempt for you not to operate in the spirit. Anything you can as you move closer to the conference, as you move closer to the retreat. Oh, I don't have the money. Maybe God doesn't want me there. Oh, what about my friends? How am I going to get there? Travel is too expensive. Travel is too cheap. Can I take the train? All these things begin to bombard you and begin to give you a diluted thought process on what can actually take place. Why? Because this is the attack of the spirit. This is the attack. Those are the three levels of attack. That's the attack. So right now, the Bible tells you to keep your mind stayed on him. Keep your mind stayed on him. It also tells you, the principle also tells you, hey, cast down imagination, every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. How do I do that? Bring every thought into the captivity. Bring every thought. Don't think fast. Don't move fast. Just bring every thought into captivity. Okay? So once you get that, you have to now control your thought process. Lay aside every weight. All these things are dealing with that first battleground. Most of us never get past that battleground. We never get past it. That's the battleground we are stuck in, because some of you are still stuck in your head. You're just stuck in your head. And it's very easy to get stuck in here because you are listening to me and we're talking about all these great things and all these wonderful things and all these amazing things that God can do. And so what you're doing is putting yourself in a position where you're stuck in those places. Yeah. So a lot of you are stuck in your mind. And I've been there. I've been there. I've been there. And what I realized when I was there, I realized that the reason that I was there is because I let myself get there. Okay? So today, if you want to put a title to this, it's called Make Me Free. And it's coming from, it's an explanation for John, the 8th chapter and the 32nd verse. I'm looking something up. Now, for those of you that are on TikTok, TikTok, if you can get to YouTube, it'll be a lot easier, because what it'll do is help you to kind of see where we are. Okay, you get to see all the stuff that we're doing. Okay. All right. So if you can do that, go to that right now and go and be a part of us. All right. Okay. So there we go. Now, so that's the first one. You're dealing with the mind. You're dealing with the attack of the mind. The attack of the mind is the strongest attack. Now, why is the attack of the mind important? The attack of the mind is important because the attack of the mind makes you think you are being attacked personally. It is a personal attack. It's an attack against things that are familiar to you. It's an attack against situations that are familiar to you. It's an attack against things that are familiar to you. I'm lonely. I miss my husband. Or I'm lonely. I miss my wife. What you do is you do that. So I want you to see this right here. I'm going to take you to this passage. We're going to look at that passage right now. So check this out. Check this out. Now, I'm not going to read all of it, but I'm going to give you just a brief look of it. Okay, so this is what it says. It says, and he that sent me, talking about the anointing or the Christ, he that sent me is with me. The Father hath not left me alone, for I do always those things that please him. Not please himself, not please myself, but do please him. Now, what you have to understand is, let me do this for my people on Instagram, okay? YouTube.com/higher talk. Okay. If you can, ladies and gentlemen, if you can go to that, this is where we're going to be most of the time from this point on. So I understand if this is the only place that you can get. I appreciate you for being a part of us, and I appreciate for everything that you've done. But I really want you to be here so you can see the passages and the scriptures and all the things. So if you can go there, meet us there. If you can't, stay here. I'm going to be right here. You just won't be able to see the notes the way I have. Okay, so now let's go back to this passage. This is the 8th chapter. This is the 8th chapter of John. This is the 8th chapter of John. If you can see, as you can see right here, we are actually dealing with the 32nd verse right there. But that's the one that's highlighted. And he said, he said, I do those things to please him. As he speaks these words, many believe on him. Then said Jesus to the Jews which believe on him, if ye continue in my word, then ye are my disciples indeed. Now, I'm going to get with that too. But then it says, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Make me free. Make me free. And the truth shall make me free. Now, here's some qualifiers to that same passage. Here's some things that you have to realize. You pay attention to. Number one, he said, the way I please my Father, the way I please him is I do what he says do. Now, again, I keep telling you guys, and I'm sorry. Here's what I want you to understand. There are 3 people you have to deal with in this process. And I know a lot of folks are going to get upset, and that's all right to get upset, because getting upset puts you in the position where you are able to begin to deal with more and understand more. And I'm going to tell you here's a little trick, guys. Here's a little trick. It's okay. So first of all, it's in the mind. You got to deal with the battle of the mind. The battle of the mind. It is the greatest battle you'll deal with. Remember, I told you only one war, mind and spirit. Only battle. Every other battle, you've already won that battle. This is the only battle you're going to deal with. So in those 3 different attacks, he's going to attack your mind. This is the thing you need to understand. Be careful, because here's two kind of people. Spiritual people are looking for a present word. Religious people are looking for a word that makes them feel good. Religious people look for a justified word, meaning I'm justified because I do this in the Bible. See, spiritual people look for a right now word. So people say, oh, well, it's not, you got to, what the Bible say, what the Bible say, what the Bible say. That what the Bible says negates us from the responsibility of what God said. If I keep on what the Bible said, what the Bible said, what the Bible said, what I do is I keep myself from the position of where I listen to God, listen to my spirit. There is very important to your spirit. So that's why I've told you, people, I don't debate with people that are not spiritually minded. I cannot debate with you because it doesn't make sense. The letter killeth, the spirit give life. So even when I'm doing my TikToks and all those kind of things, people going, well, the Bible said this, the Bible said this, the Bible said this. Got you. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is a foundation. So what I'm teaching you, even from John, it says, and they shall know the truth, and the truth shall make them free. But how am I free? I'm not free because I'm talking to the Pharisees and the Sadducees. I'm not free because I'm talking to the Roman soldiers. I'm free because the veil was rent, and now I'm able to talk to God at a level that applies to my present life and prepares me for my future. Got it? That's just it. It's not about any of these religious thoughts processes or either these religious accesses to God. It's the fact that I have hearing from God. God has already made you free. You're already free. Then Pastor, why am I not free? Well, because what happens is when freedom applied happens, you have to give it back in your mind. It has to be validated. The Bible says it this way. Out of the mouth of two or three shall every word be established. So anything that comes into your head, again, looks for a place to rest. And one of y'all need to get this. It looks for a place to rest. So when it looks for a place to rest, you take that thought and you begin to give logic to whether that thought has truth behind it, because that's the only reason you'll grab it. It either has truth behind it, or it's truth in and of itself, or it's surrounded by truth. Then you bring it in. Now, the first attack that comes, if it is a movement, is your mind. I just told you about that in the spirit of your mind, because that's why I said the spirit of your mind, because it's that movement. So the second attack is your spirit. Now, how is the attack of your spirit? The attack of your spirit is understanding. Here's the deal now. The attack of your mind are things in your mind. The attack of your spirit are things that are trying to get into your mind. Okay, write that down. The attack of your mind, there are things in your mind. The attack of the spirit are things that try to get into your mind. Why? Because there is nothing that can come against your spirit at all. There's nothing that can come against your spirit. When you understand there's nothing that can come against your spirit, it has to get you to attack it yourself. So things that are in your mind. I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I'm all these kind of things. These are things that have established themselves as mental ideas, ideologies, thought processes, habits. Those are things that are in your mind. That's attacking your mind. That means from the inside out, it's trying to get your mind to implode. Things that attack your spirit are things that are trying to get from the outside in. That means people are saying things, or you're looking at, they're talking to you, or you're watching something on television that's trying to establish fear, because fear becomes a membrane between your spiritual speaking, between what's spoken spiritually and what's established. So now that means I have to be careful of watching TV under certain situations. I know that sounds crazy, because I have to be careful what I allow to establish as truth. And it's very difficult nowadays because we have the internet, we have this news thing, we have this news thing, we have all these things happening, and it becomes very difficult for us to say what is the truth and what's not the truth. This is why I say I do love studying the Bible, but this book cannot establish your present truth. So it's okay, you'll be all right. This book cannot establish your present truth. You cannot sit and read the Bible and get your present truth. You can get historical truth, you can get foundational truth, but your present truth comes through the leading of the Spirit. Now, I'm going to make something make sense to you. He said that he left them the Spirit. He left them the Spirit of the God. He blew on them. All these things. You cannot establish your present movement by reading the Bible every day. Just throw that out there. You cannot establish your you are not going to operate in hold it. Let's get back to this thing. Let's check this out. Check this out. Now, I need y'all to see this. Okay, we're gonna go back to John. Look at John again, guys. Look at John again. Now, I'm gonna highlight something. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Yeah, okay, watch this. He said, "For I do always those things." I'm not alone. He does always those things that please him. That please him. As he spake these words that please him. You see this? For though I do always do those things that please him. I always do those things that please him. It is not a settled position. It is not a settled position. It is not a position of your past. I always do those things that please him. See, you have to realize that your spirit is in a position where it is allowing you to live day by day. Follow me now. This is why, check this out. This is why the mercies are new every day. The reason that mercies are new every day is because he has to wipe the slate clean of the things that happened yesterday, because the manna of yesterday is now dead. This is why the children of Israel had manna. And he said, you eat all you can because I'll supply the need tomorrow. If you don't eat the manna today, it goes bad. Why? Because he's giving you new manna every day. You are now having new word. That is new manna. And that new manna happening every day is for your everyday life. Here's the challenge. The challenge is we look at what happened in our past, or what happened yesterday, or what happened the day before yesterday, to establish how we are today. My wife and I had a conversation, and I said something that she didn't like. All day, she stayed upset. Now, you don't know if my wife is upset because she still loves and she's still everything. But you know there's just something not right about it. So later on that evening when I go to bed, I go, what was wrong? And she finally told me what was wrong. And I said these words to her. I said, we don't give the enemy that much room. Spirit of your mind. We don't give the enemy that much room. Do you know how sensitive? Do you know how sensitive your spiritual movement is? Within that time, and now it wasn't that long, maybe about 2 hours. Within the time where you're mad about something, about somebody doing something, there is a spirit attempting. Hold on, let me show y'all. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Follow me. Watch this. Y'all gonna like this. Y'all gonna like this. Y'all like this. Check this out. You see this? While you're being angry, while you're being mad, while you're sitting there trying to tell, while you're being sad, while you're being anything that is contrary to trusting God, what is happening? Something is trying to move from this position. From this position to this position. It's trying to get from this position, the spirit to mind place. It's trying to get from mind place to spiritual place. Now, here's how that works. Here's how that works. Check this out. So what happens to you is your husband says something, you get mad. Once you get mad, the communication from the spirit to the mind is now altered. Not only is it altered, it begins to become more diluted. So what happens is you've now given the enemy, the spiritual enemy, an opportunity to block what God says. And so what happens is you don't respond to the Spirit of God, you respond to the spirit of your emotions. So now when Romans says that the carnal mind is enmity against God, it's saying that your battle, the attack that's happening, you're holding on to the attack too long. This is why it says anger, but sin not. Don't allow anything to get in your presence. Okay, baby, let's forget about argument. You've become afraid of something. Talked to a young lady last night and she's going, well, I should do this and we should do this and I should do this and I should do this. And I don't know whether I should do it or not. I don't know. That's what mercy is for. Do it. Give it all the prayer you can. But if you don't feel a stopping, then do it. Why? Because that little time between fear is where you find the enemy trying to get between you to stop you from hearing. I would rather you move and make a mistake and then start over from the mercy that you get the next morning than to sit there. Because as you begin to fester, your mind begins to get stronger and stronger. it begins to come up with more and more excuses why you shouldn't move. Because once the mind is there, it begins to dilute the spirit. So the second battle is a spiritual battle. It's opportunities, things trying to come into your mind to dilute the strength of your spirit. It's very sensitive. So we don't give that much room to the enemy. I don't stay angry that long. Do you guys? Here's what I do. Here's what I do. Let me get this out of the way because my Bible's falling. Here's what I do. Now follow me. When I am angry about something, I've already set up a fail-safe. Here is my fail-safe. When I am angry about something, I talk it out. I've placed this in my mind. I've made this my atmosphere. Once I have said everything that is on my heart about that thing, I let it go. Whether they say I understand, whether they say I'm sorry, whether they apologize. Once I say what I have to say, it's done. Now, that did not happen overnight. That took some time. Why? Because your emotions and your physical still want to keep that position. So what I would do, if I'm mad at Kendra, she says something, I go and I tell her why I'm mad. I tell her everything that is going on. I tell her, I don't argue with her. We have a book on communication. There's something called a truth moment. I tell her everything that is bothering me. I can't believe you did this. I don't know why you did this. And guess what? She doesn't even have to respond. My wife does not have to start going, well, you don't have to say a word. But once I have committed to truth and I've committed to being free, that once I've said it, it's done. Period. I don't go back to it. I don't reflect on it. I am done with it. Once I'm done with it, the world has to return to the harmonious spiritual place it was before I was angry. There is a place that you have to set fail-safes. You don't have time for anger. You don't have time for fear. Once I fear something, I break down the knowledge. I'm helping you guys out. I break down the knowledge of fear. Why? Because I know that the attack of the spirit is real. But what I realize is the realness of that attack was not about the spirit, because your spirit cannot be altered. It can't. It's connected to God. What can be altered is your ability to listen to what your spirit is saying. So I can't stay mad. I can't stay afraid. I can't stay confused. I can't stay in those places. I can't. When I was dealing back in business, and when I was back in this situation, and I told you there was a young lady that we trusted and she took $5,000 from us. I stayed mad for 2 months. Follow me here. I stayed mad for 2 months. Why? Because of the effect of that. Now, I want you to see something. I need you to see something. Follow me here. Follow me here. Okay. I want you to see something. Okay? Go back to this. Now, Jesus said, now this is he said, then he said, which believed on him, if you continue in my word, then ye are my disciples. Now, if you continue in my word, then ye are my disciples. Now check this out. I want y'all to check this out. I want you to look at this word right here. Ye are my disciples. Indeed. Ye are my disciples indeed. Ye are my disciples indeed. I want y'all to check that out. So he said, ye are my disciples indeed, if ye continue in my word. That word continue changes that whole conversation. Follow me? Got it now. Follow me. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? Y'all gonna like this. You continue in my word. So, Kendra makes me angry. Forget Kendra makes me angry. Somebody's riding down the street. Somebody's riding down the street. My throat's dry. And while they're riding down the street, they cut me off. They cut me off. Hear me now. Greatest revelation you're going to get about this whole thing. When they cut me off, the opportunity to not continue in the process of my spirit is presented to me. The opportunity to follow carnality is presented to me. Somebody says something to me, somebody does something to me. The opportunity to not follow carnality is there, which means the opportunity to not be operating in the spirit just presented itself. So he said, if you continue in my word, that means whatever thing God told you, you are not going to stop because somebody got you angry. You're not going to stop because somebody doesn't like you. You're not going to stop because your feelings are hurt. Why? He said, if you continue in my words, you are disciplined followers in deeds. You are disciplined followers indeed. Why? Because you are doing everything to protect the attack of the spirit. These are all things that happen to the attack of the spirit. So what's going on, your mind is holding on to things. And the things that your mind holds on to, those things attack you from the inside. The things that try to get into you, or those things that attack the spirit, are attacking from the outside. Why? Because they can't attack you from the inside of your spirit. So it's got to convince you to allow it in. The longer you stay angry, the easier it is to get you vulnerable. The easier for you to be vulnerable, the more what you hear in the spirit becomes diluted. Yeah. See, when you stay in relationships and things along those lines too long, you notice that you begin to explain to yourself things. You know, when people that have been abused, women that have been abused, are in a relationship, they become an ally to their abusers. Why? Because he got into their minds. Same thing. She got into his mind. You're convinced, brother, she's going to be the perfect woman. She's going to do this. This just happened to a basketball player. You're convinced. Why? She got into your mind, and what she did is she caused a wedge between your spirit and your mind, and your body. A wedge between your spirit and your mind. And when she causes that wedge, all of a sudden, things that you would not accept spiritually, you begin to accept them or begin to consider them. Things that you want to accept spiritually, you begin to consider them. This is why I tell people, stop being afraid, stop being fearful, learn information about what fear, because the opposite of fear is knowledge. So the longer you fear, the longer your mind, which is battling from the inside, is slowly allowing other things in there. Oh, yeah, we're afraid of water. Why? Well, you know, water has parasites, and now you are believing that the parasites in the water are going to get you. And so what happens is you've now allowed that into your fear. So now your fear goes from just a fear that was external to a emotional trait. No, man, I just don't do water. No, man, I just don't do planes. So you've now established an emotional trait or a physical trait according to your fear. He's got you. He doesn't have to attack anymore. He just has to remind you what you let in. I can't let certain things into my spirit, into my mind, because I know they will affect my spirit. As sensitive as God has me right now, I have to maintain the sensitivity. So guess what? There are certain things I decide not to do. I decide, as a friend of mine said, I don't even need that smoke. I decide not to do them. Every person on here, let me take a pause for the cause. Every person on here, my name is William Dallas, Pastor Dallas, Uncle Dallas. Every person on here, I do the things that I do because I love God. Hear me very closely. I don't do them to make you more impressed with me or less impressed with me. If you appreciate what I'm doing, do the things that are necessary to show appreciation. If you don't, go to the next person. I don't hate you. I don't dislike you. But what I do is keep myself in a position of humility. Why? Because I don't need that thing to come in here and dilute the sensitivity of the spirit. Y'all really, when you really get to the point of that sensitivity, you stop trying to question everything. You stop trying to figure out everything. And you begin to go, God, I want to live my life. Make me free. Don't make me rich. Don't make me have a bunch of cars. Don't make me have a bunch of houses. Don't give me a whole bunch of relationships. Don't give me that stuff. Make me free first so that when I get the car, I can enjoy it. When I get the relationship, I can enjoy it. I can see. I want to be free. You don't want to start pulling. Well, my cousin, who cares about your cousin? I know that sounds harsh. But I want you to imagine your cousin is on your back and everywhere you go, you carrying a cousin. All of a sudden, your body is beginning to get weak because what you've done is you've attached yourself a one person spirit and made it a two-person spirit, which means you're half of what you could be. And that attack happens because you allowed things to get in to make you feel like something you weren't. Make me free. Make me free. So we're back to the spirit. So the spirit, let's get back to the spirit. So the spirit is attacked by outside forces. Now, let's go to the third one, because if I don't go to the third one, I won't go to the third one. The third one is circumstances. Now, everybody that can, I need you, before I go into circumstances, I want you to type, make me free. Make me free. Make me free. Not, don't let me. Nope, I'm sorry, stop. I need everybody, don't do that. I need everybody to say, I am going to be free. Or I am free. That's it. I am free. I am free. Type it. I am free. I'm going to write it. I am free. We have to stop depending on somebody else to do something for us. I am free. I am free. Say it. Say it to yourself. I am free. I'm free. I'm free. Say it. I'm free. Type it, I'm free. Why? You have to come to a point that you are free. When you get into certain things, when you move into certain areas, when you go through certain circumstances, when you deal with certain situations, what you're going to understand is you are the person that ignites and initiates freedom. Freedom is not initiate. Who the Son sets free is free indeed. Okay, help me out with that. Now, let's go back to that passage. Whom the Son sets free is free indeed. Let's look at this passage again. I'm going to show you something. Look at this passage again. Here it is right here. Right here. Check it out. Now, I already highlighted this one. And he said, and ye shall know, whoa. Did I just mess it up? Yeah, I just hit that. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that. And he said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Make you free. The truth shall make you free. Now, here's what I need you to understand. Here's what I need you to be. When he says the truth shall make you free, he's not talking about the fact the truth is going to force you into a point of freedom. He's not talking about that. What he's talking about is this. The truth gives you access to the power that gives you freedom. I like that. That was good. I like that. The truth gives you access to the power that makes you free. To power to be free. So he gives you the truth. He says, okay, now take the truth and empower yourself with the truth, and you can get yourself free. My job is to give you truth that makes you free. That's all. My job is to go, okay, you don't have to stay angry. It's not doing you any good. It is igniting your emotion and giving the mind attack ammunition. It is inviting things into your life that will cause you to miss out on what God has for you. Will cause you to dilute the spirit. So you don't have to be angry. Oh my God, Pastor Dallas, it is so hard. He gets on my nerve. She gets on my nerve. They get on my nerves. All those things. You try that. You try that. Do you know why people can't handle discipline? Here's why people can't handle discipline. Here's where people have a challenge. we can't handle discipline is because discipline attaches our emotions. That's why I say you will know you're my disciples indeed, and my discipline indeed. The reason we can't handle discipline is because we have a diluted belief that we know exactly what everything is, and we want to do it the way we want to do it because we have established an inward battle that says, I'm right, he's trying to tell me to do what he wants to do. So we don't hear truth in the pure sense of the word. So now when we begin to battle spiritually, we're battling now the stuff that's already in there and the stuff that's trying to get in there. So what you have to do is get the stuff in there controlled. I was talking to a friend of mine last night, and they said, I'm my ego. It's not that you get rid of your ego, you learn to control your ego. See, I have to know there are people that call me, my wife is this way. There are people that call me, my wife will say to me sometimes, baby, slow down. You talk too fast. When I begin to try to give her excuses, hear me. When I try to give her excuses of why I talk fast, I miss the revelation. I missed the revelation because I was so busy trying to justify that stuff that's on the inside of me that I never gave time for information that's trying to set me free. I'm so busy justifying the things that inside of me that I missed the opportunity to be free. If I call you tomorrow and say, listen, you need to change your hairstyle, it's an advising. Fine, Uncle Dallas, I will check it out and research it. I will go, well, my hair is not, you still are broken. You still are hurt. You still haven't defeated the monster that's inside of you trying to get out. Now, I'm not talking about stupid stuff. I mean advice. Everybody has been here that's part of my mentoring class. And ladies and gentlemen, those of you that are not, hey, let me know something on the message. I'll make sure you get a part. They sit down with me and they have a conversation with me on phone or Zoom or whatever. The reason we have the conversation is so that you and I can connect spiritually and I tell you what God shows me. Now, you don't have to do what I share with you. The key becomes take that information and you put that information into positions to make you free. To make you free. You got it? So let's go over this. Let's go over the top. Okay, so your mind. What is your mind? Your mind is taking the stuff that's inside of you, all the stuff that's already in your mind, the stuff that you did, and it begins to try to battle information that comes in because it compares that information. It begins to discern that information. It begins to move in that information. So that's your mind. Your mind is the battle from the inside out. Then your spirit. Your spirit is information that is trying to get in. But it's trying to get into your mind so that it can stop you from hearing in your spirit. So your spiritual battle is the outside in. You got it? Your spiritual battle is the outside in. It's what you see, smell, taste, hear, feel. It's the outside in. Okay? Mental is the inside out. Get in there. Justify your mind. Cast out something. Lay stuff around. Lay aside every weight. Cast out all bad thoughts. So get that mind clear so you can invite into you the things that make you free. Number 3, circumstance. Circumstance. See, some of you may not get a personal attack. It may not happen personally to you, but it may be a circumstance. So let me give you the best one. You ready? It's the best circumstance of all time. And I'm going to show you how to see it. So the first best circumstance of all time is the fact that you lose your job. Circumstance explosion. Losing your job is a circumstantial explosion. Why? Because you're looking at your security. You're looking at your benefits. You're looking at your future. You're looking at all these things you're looking at when a job. That is an attack explosion. I lost my job, circumstance. Boom! Things all over the place. Your mind is now attacking everything that is not secure in your life. It begins to attack, how am I going to pay my light bill? How am I going to, because I'm going to tell you what happened, Uncle Dallas. I lost my job. First thing I start thinking about, I'm going, oh my God, what am I going to do? I don't have any more benefits. What happens if I get sick? What happens if I get that? That's what attacked me. So all of a sudden now you begin to think about sicknesses that you've never had. Never sat down. Why? Because that explosion just hit you like boom. You're in the midst of this situation. Well, because your inside explosion, you haven't got your mind right. Your inside explosion, it turns on like, oh my God, we're gonna die. Your mind begins to go, what's gonna happen with that? What if you get cancer? What if you gotta get something? What's gonna happen when you do? How are you gonna pay your bill? Your inside begins to slow out. Then all of a sudden you begin to let stuff on the outside. People going, oh my God, Dallas, what you gonna do? You need to find you another job. So you start to look around. I gotta find a job. Ain't no jobs out there. You're paying attention to the news. Wow, boom! You're in full battle mode. Your mind is going crazy. Your spirit, you can't hear from it. Your circumstances are crazy. You're looking down the street and you see on signs, unemployment rate is 85%. You're looking around and people saying, oh my God, you see a brother sitting on the street and homeless. Your situation has exploded and now you're in a full-fledged battle. What do you do, brother? What do you do, sister? You get depressed because now your mind reminds you of every detrimental thing about employment, everything you saw on the news, everything that you saw from your friends, every person that failed their business. Your spirit begins to invite things in. I'm sad. I'm hurt. I'm lonely. I don't have any money. It begins to invite in. So now you have a full-fledged battle. And the Bible talks about a small, still voice. So all of a sudden, hearing the Spirit of God is so far off because all you hear is everything's going to be fine. What? Everything's going to be fine. What? Everything go. No, I need a job. Everything's going to be fine. How am I going to pay my rent? Everything's going to be fine. The car. So now you have shifted from being the enemy of the attack to the ally of the attack. Make me free. Make me free. The last attack is circumstance. Circumstantial attack. It's a big attack. Why? Because it feels like it's your world. It feels like it's your world. It feels like it's your world. And so you are dealing with this attack at a level that does not allow you the freedom to be who God has called you to be. Because your world just exploded. It just exploded. I need you guys to see a passage. I need y'all to see a passage. Just pull this passage up. I need y'all to see a passage. Check this passage out. Verse 16. This is 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, starting with the 16th verse. And it says this, for which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perisheth, the inward man is renewed day by day. Verse 17, for these light afflictions are which is but for a moment, work in us. Check it out. For these light afflictions are working us for a moment, working us a far exceeding eternal weight of glory. Verse 18, while we look not on the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen, for the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. I need you to understand this. Everything that Uncle Dallas is trying to tell you, everything that Uncle Dallas is trying to explain to you could be summarized in this statement. What you see is a lie. What you be is from the truth. And what truth is what you don't see. What you see is a lie. What you be is the truth. And what you don't see is what comes from the truth. It's what the truth comes from. I'm trying to get you to not see the things in your reality to make them seem as though they are reality. What you see is a lie. What you're looking for is the truth. And what the truth is not what you see. What you see is a lie. What you want, what to be, what you're trying to be is the truth. You're looking for the truth. But the truth is not what you see. That's going to be difficult for a lot of us because I feel that I heard that, I felt that, I smelt that. My wife, her hearing spiritually has gotten so tight that she hears, it just hears. She just hears. And so what happens to her is she'll come to me and go, did you hear that? And I go, no, I didn't hear that. And she goes, what? You didn't hear that? So one day my wife told me to go put my ear on the wall. So I put my ear on the wall and she goes, do you hear that? I heard the buzzing of the electricity of the things that were in the wall. And she said, you hear that? I said, yeah. She said, I hear that. I said, how do you hear that and you're not close to the wall? She said, I don't know. She's hearing, her hearing has increased so much, but it's a spiritual hearing. So she doesn't know she's hearing things move around. She's hearing angels. She's hearing at a different level. So she's hearing what she doesn't see. She's hearing what she doesn't see. I want you to understand that you have won this battle. And the key to winning this battle is understanding the attack. Understanding the mind attack, understanding the spiritual attack, and understanding the circumstantial attack. Understanding those attacks. But one thing you need to do when those attacks happen is understand one line. Everybody can type this. I am free and I will stay free. I am free and I will stay free. You have to make a decision to be free. I am free and I will stay free. Type it. Type it down. I am free and I will stay free. I am free and I will stay free. You have to make that decision. Everybody that's a part of the mentoring class, mentoring class, the Zoom is on the app, so you can go look at the Zoom. It's on the app. But I am free and I will stay free. I am free and I will stay free. I am free and I will stay free. That's your decision. You have decided that. And you have to tell yourself that every time the attack tries to hit you. Every time the attack tries to bring you down. Every time somebody tries to tell you, oh, you can't do that. You have to make that decision over those things that tried to get you in times past. You got to make that decision when circumstances happen. You got to make that decision. I am free and I will stay free. That's what you have to say. When stuff starts to happen to you, you want to get mad, don't say it to them, because that's just when somebody says something that hurts your feelings or makes you mad. In your mind, you gotta stop. Don't get the outside. In your mind, begin to say it to yourself in your mind. Say it to yourself in your mind. Close your eyes and start saying, I am free, I'll stay free. I am free, I'll stay free. I am not going to let anything stop me from being free. I'm not going to let you getting on my nerves, you bothering my finances, my fears, my situations, my circumstances. Some of y'all, it's hard to say it right now. Your mind is so diluted and so bombarded with stuff, it's hard for you to just go in your mind. Father, right now, I thank you that you clear the mind and that your word will be loud in their minds. Loud in their minds. They are free, they will stay free. 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 They are free, they are free. They are free, they are free. They are free, they'll stay free. I am free, I'm going to stay free. I am free, I'm gonna stay free. I am free, I'm gonna stay free. You'll see it inside me. I am free, I'm gonna stay free. I am free, I'm gonna stay free. I am free, I'm gonna stay free, and you will see it in me. I am free, you're gonna stay free. I am free, I'm gonna stay free. I am free, I'm gonna stay free, and you will see it in me. You will see it in me. Everything I do, you will see it in me. I am free, I'm gonna stay free. I am free, I'm gonna stay free. I am free, I'm gonna stay free, and you will see it in me. Everywhere I go and everything I do and every place I move, everything's happening. I am free. I am free, and I'm gonna stay free, and I will see it forever free. I am free, I'm gonna stay free, and you will see it in me. Don't let that go. You're already free. You got mercies every month. You're already free. You have to understand the attacks, attack of the mind, attack of the spirit, attack of the circumstances. Prepare yourself for those attacks. They're going to happen. The reason they're going to happen is because you are going to a new level. Jobs, back to your explosion. I didn't forget. So this explosion happens. So what do you do about the explosion? See it the way God sees it. See it the way God sees it. You lost your job, the explosion. Why did I lose my job? I did everything they asked me to do. Why did I lose my job? And some of y'all didn't do everything they asked you to do. The reason you lost your job is because you are free and you're going to stay free. You are free and you're going to stay free. You are free and you're going to stay free. And I want to see it in you. He set you free, but they have taught you how to be a prisoner. So you keep wanting to be a prisoner. You keep wanting to be a prisoner. So when you lose your job, you are bound and you're going to stay down. You are bound and you're going to stay down. You are bound and you're going to stay down because you don't want to be free. You are bound and you're going to stay down. You are bound. You're going to stay down. You are bound. You're going to stay down while you don't want to be free. I am free and I'm going to be free. I am free and I'm going to stay free. I am free and I'm going to stay free because you're going to see it in me. You're not bound. You're not staying down. Because you was bound, but you're not staying down. You was bound, but you're not staying down. You was bound, but you're not staying down. I'm going to be free. You are bound, but you're not staying down. You are bound, you're not staying down. You are bound, you're not staying down. Because I am going to be free. You're not. I am free and I'm going to stay free. I am free. I want this jingle to play in your mind. See, because music is the medicine. Music is the rhythm of the spirit. I am free and I'm going to stay free. I am free and I'm going to stay free. I am free and I'm going to stay free, and you're going to see it in me every day. You're going to see it in me every hour. You're going to see it in me every moment. You're going to see it in me in my life. You're going to see it in me because I am free and I'm going to stay free. I am free and I'm going to stay free. I am free and I'm going to stay free, and you're going to see it in me. I am free and I'm going to stay free. I am free and I'm going to stay free. I am free and I'm going to stay free. I don't care what you think about me. Let it play in your brain. It's a cute little song. And the crazier it is, the more you remember it. I am free and I'm going to stay free. John 8:32 says, who the Son sets free is free indeed. So your deeds are free. Your movement is free. You don't have to be bound. Start now. Close your eyes. Remember I told you earlier? Heart. Now close your eyes. Can you do that? See how easy that is? Close your eyes and say it now. In your mind, that song will play quickly. See how that happens? Because something on the outside was invited on the inside. Now that thing that I just gave you, that silly little song that I just gave you, is battling all the things on the inside of your brain. When God views your explosion, he views it from I said this a minute ago. When God views the explosion, he views it from a point of freedom. You are bound by the traditions of what man told you had to have a job. What you don't know is there's a gift inside of you that will help you to get what you already have. So when you lose your job, you think something has lost. When God is going, no, you now have freedom to spend time with me. And what you now have freedom to do is understand that a job is paid training. God, dog, a job is paid training. You have to understand a job is paid training. So if a job is paid training, God goes, you've been trained enough. Come on out. It's time to come back and let me be. Let's find something that makes you free. It may be another job that gives you less liberty. It says you can work from home. It may be a business that he's been trying to get you to start. It may be the fact that God was about to bless you financially or somebody about to die. And it could be anything. But you've been free, so stay free. So whatever happens to you, you say, I am free and I'm going to stay free. I am free and I'm going to stay free. I am free and I'm going to stay free. You're going to see it in me. So he sees the explosion as an opportunity. Don't see the explosion as destruction, because see, one of the things you have to know, when they want to destroy a building, and they want to bring a building down, but they don't want it to affect people around, they place explosive charges in specific ways so the building will just implode instead of exploding. So what happens is, what you probably don't know is God has been placing charges around your boundary, those things that have bound you. I'll do it this way. He's been placing explosive charges around your prison. But because you've been looking at the job as your source, you don't see this. So he's been placing explosions in different places. So in those explosions, when it implodes and it leaves you alone. It doesn't touch your circumstances. It doesn't touch your situation. It doesn't touch anything. But because you're attached to it, you make it that way. You make your mind go, oh my God, you're free and you're going to stay free. So what happens with your losing your job and situations that happen with your boyfriend that leaves you and your girlfriend that leaves you, you know what just happened? It was a jailbreak. That's how God sees it. It's a jailbreak. It's a jailbreak. It's a jailbreak. It's a jailbreak. Make me free. So let's kind of gather all this stuff together, because I got about 3 minutes. Okay. I got about 3 minutes. First attack is the attack of your mind. Bring every thought into captivity. Every thought into captivity. That's the solution for the attack of your mind. Bring every thought into captivity. Go in there, deal with your fears, attack your fears, face your fears, move in the direction of your fears, go in that direction. Get those things out of there. Face your fears. I'm afraid of the dark. Turn the lights off. I'm afraid of water. Go put your head in the water. Don't let your fears define you. Get all that junk out of your mind. I am free and I'm going to stay free. I am free and I'm going to stay free. Attack each one of those things in your mind. 2 is a spiritual battle. Spiritual battle. Don't let nothing in that you did not give rights to let it in. Don't let anything in that you did not give access and give the rights to let it in. Don't let anything in that you did not give the rights. That's how you battle your spiritual part. You don't let anything in that is not have rights to be in. Nothing. That's how you keep your spiritual war. And circumstances. Don't look at the circumstances as the reality. Look at the circumstances as the response. Write that down. Don't look at the circumstances as reality. Look at the circumstances as response. For example, if I take this water and I pour it on me, it's not the reality that I'm wet. It's the response to the water. My body responding to the water. I am free and I'm going to stay free. I am free and I'm going to stay free. You're going to see it in me. So, reality is not the circumstance. The circumstance is a response. It's a product of the things that happen around you. That's why the circumstances are there. They're not from what you see. They're from what you don't see. That's the battle. That's the battle. That's the battle. God's trying to free your mind. It's a jailbreak. It's explosion. There's stuff all around you. That's why I told you guys, get out the house. Walk. Get around. Get out of your same little circle. I don't want to tell nobody what's going on with me. Tell somebody there's something going on with me. Something happening to me, man. I don't know. Help me. We don't want to be vulnerable. Find people that can trust, that you can trust. Find people that are listening. Find people that are connected to the Spirit. You are here because you're supposed to be here. You're not here because it was a mistake. You kind of happened to hear me. Something in your spirit was guiding you the whole time. Why? Because you're so spiritual, you don't even know it. You're so deep. You have no idea how deep you are. You are so deep. You are so spiritual. It is the funniest thing in the world. You are so spiritual. Look, boy, I am sweating like a Hebrew. Look at that. You are so spiritual. I gotta get this hot out of here. It's hot here. You are so spiritual, it's not even funny. Sometimes you respond spiritually, you don't even know it. You will say something to somebody, and you will move something to somebody, and you will go, oh my God. I was just thinking about you. That's because you're spiritually deep. You don't know it. I'm trying to get you to a point that you're spiritually deep. God's trying to break you out of jail so you can be deep like he called you to be deep. Imagine this. You call somebody and they say, man, I was just thinking about you. Can you imagine if that happened with everything in your life and not just these phone calls and arbitrary moves of the Spirit? That means your spirit has sensitivity enough to either speak and decree something or to receive something that was heard. You're free. You're going to stay free. And everybody's going to see you be free. All right? Now, everybody knows how this goes. We go to Instagram and we go to TikTok. Instagram has been tripping because somebody was calling me 5,000 times. And, yeah, they were calling me 5,000 times. So, I thank you, everybody, for coming. Again, my name is Uncle Dallas, Pastor Dallas. Higher Standards Organization is our organization. I pray that gave you guys some insight. I pray that gave you guys some truth. And I pray that it got you to a place where you understand that you are free. You're going to stay free. And everybody's going to see it. They're going to see you be free. All right? Again, make sure you like and follow the video. If you're part of our mentoring class, thank you very much for being a part of it. If you're not a part of our mentoring class, leave a comment down on the YouTube. I'll get somebody to get with you and they'll get you the information. We're going to answer questions on TikTok. I do TikTok about 20 minutes of question and answers. If there are no questions and answers, I go on and go. Number 3 or next is those of you, oh my God, I am so excited about the retreat. It is coming around very, very well. God is really doing what he said he was going to do. Our spirits are alive. We're going to go deep into some of the stuff that we're just going to get to externals here. I thank you very much for that. So those of you that were here last night, we don't know what was going on. I appreciate you guys for showing up. We gave away 2 free accesses to the retreat, and those people, congratulations. We're working on getting everybody that has already. People are giving. God is amazing. I am so very excited. All right. Thank you very much. Again, I'm William Dallas. This is the Higher Standards Ministry. And what's my line, guys?